And 2 men are in jail this morning, including an up-and-coming Florida rapper. Both men are charged in a double murder.
Once you play with Melly to a certain extent, Melvin just don't like that. Melvin on your ass. Wake up in the morning, I got murder on my mind. Didn't even mean to shoot him, he just caught me by surprise.
So, Mr. Demons, you're facing 2 counts of premeditated murder, and the court does find probable cause. You'll be held no bond. And of course, that's without prejudice.
Just days after finishing a documentary to celebrate the success of YNW, 2 of its members were shot to death. This is Jamel Demons, better known by his stage name YNW Melly, and right now, he's being held at Broward County Jail, awaiting a long trial ahead of him. He's potentially facing life in prison, and they want to give him the death penalty for murdering 2 of his close friends in cold blood. If convicted and found guilty, this would go down in history as one of the most malicious acts of a rapper. Born and raised in South Florida, Jamel was raised by his single mother, who gave birth when she was only 14 years old. He does not know who his father is, although there is a rapper by the name of Dante the Gift who claims to be his dad. Growing up in poverty, Jamel watched his mother struggle for the basic necessities his whole life. In kindergarten, he would meet Christopher Thomas Jr., who we know as YNW Juvie. They lived in the same area and would become longtime friends. By the time he was 9 years old, he had already put the toy guns down and was playing with the real weapons. And then one day after school, he went to his uncle's house and he found a .22 revolver under the couch. He took it outside and fired it, rendering him unable to hear for over a week. But he liked it. He took it with him that day, and he started carrying it with him everywhere, including school.
I was only in 4th grade, but I took that bitch everywhere. To school, I took that bitch everywhere.
This only got worse when he took to the streets to find purpose. Even though he was already associating himself with the Bloods in the area, he was also finding his passion for music. He listened to Chris Brown and Michael Jackson often, and started telling everyone he wanted to pursue music seriously. As early as 2014, he had already been recording songs and uploading them online to SoundCloud and YouTube. With his ability to sing and rap, it was only time before the world acknowledged his potential. He took on the name YNW Melly, with the YNW standing for the Young New Wave. His friends would also adopt and carry the YNW moniker. YNW Melly, Juvie, Sack Chaser, and Bortland would complete the group. But it wasn't an easy path, and it took a few trials and tribulations before anything would change.
Okay. Get your ass 33rd. Matter of fact, a goal line. If your brother run up, that boy gon' get closed.
On October 19, 2015, around 2 p.m., Melly pulled up near his high school with a semi-automatic weapon. For some unknown reasons, he opened fire at 3 people standing a block away. Although he fled the scene and tried to ditch the weapon, he was later caught and arrested. He was charged with 3 aggravated assaults with a deadly weapon and 1 count of discharging a firearm in public. This was one of the early signs of what he calls his split personalities, 2 people existing within one person, Melly and Melvin. Being assigned over a year in jail gave him time to think about his future. This is also when he would write down the lyrics for his breakthrough songs, Murder on My Mind and Blue Balenciagas. While in jail, he released his first project, Collect Call, which was a collection of songs he had already recorded. But he knew when he was released, his new music would blow up. Over a year later, when his term was done, he immediately got back to work recording everything he had written behind bars. Upon the release of songs like Murder on My Mind and Catching Feelings in 2017, he began to gain a small following that was growing every day. Murder on My Mind wouldn't initially go viral, but it amassed over 1 million views online, and it started to grow more popular over the coming months. By 2018, YNW Melly was becoming a household name. He had multiple Billboard charting songs and was catching the attention of the whole music industry. Collaborations with musical veterans like Kanye West was making him look like the next big thing. His mixtape I Am You would go certified gold and Murder on My Mind would go 5 times platinum. Although he was still battling some legal issues for a few marijuana arrests, they would be nothing compared to what was going to happen next.
So what you got tattooed on your face? Tell me about it a little bit.
What? On my face?
Yeah. What's that say above your eyebrow on that side?
I got Sack Chaser right here. That's my brother. That's my twin.
Okay.
And I got Juvie.
Juvie?
My brother.
Just a lot of your friends who passed?
Yeah. Nah, them my niggas right there.
Oh, okay.
My brothers right there.
My bad. I wouldn't get none of my friends tattooed on my face until they died.
YNW Melly, Bortland, Sack Chaser, and Juvie would all be leaving the studio in Fort Lauderdale around 3 a.m. after recording all night. They would drive together in a Jeep Compass. Bortland would drive with Sack Chaser in the passenger seat. Behind the driver was Melly, and to his right, Juvie. While driving alongside Interstate 595, they were getting off an exit near Dykes Road when a vehicle pulled alongside them and opened fire on their car. Sack Chaser and Juvie were both shot in the head and died before making it to the Memorial Hospital around 4:30 a.m. Melly would take to social media the next day to publicly announce their passing and pay his respects in this post. Over the coming months, Melly would continue touring and releasing new music. Nobody really seemed to question what happened. But while this was happening, the state of Florida was building a case against him and YNW Bortland, stating that their stories didn't match up with what they believed happened. In February of 2019, Melly would turn himself in to law enforcement after finding out they were looking for him. According to the police, the real story went like this. The 4 members of YNW left the recording studio and took a different route than what they stated. Police found no evidence of shots fired in the location they said the shooting had occurred, and there were no reports of shots in that area. They uncovered cell phone records they believed to locate them on the west side of town near the waste treatment plant. A canine search and forensic evidence showed there was no other vehicles present at the time of the shooting. A shell casing that matched was also found underneath the seat that Melly was allegedly sitting in, leaving the police to believe that Melly and Bortland had some type of motive to murder Sack Chaser and Juvie. They claim they shot up the right side of their car to make it appear like a drive-by. Many theories have come up about why Melly and Bortland would have a motive to kill their 2 friends, but with the trial taking over 2 years to begin, we may not have the answers until then. With the same lawyer that got Lil Boozy out of a death penalty case, many people believe that Melly will walk due to the lack of evidence. But on the other end, Bortland's father was shot 3 times in a targeted hit that was supposedly revenge for Sack Chaser and Juvie, leaving others to believe there may be a lot more to this story that only time will tell.